The Blazers come in here. They've lost 4 in a row. They're 2-7 on the road. It's now time for McDonald's. I'm loving it. Starting lineups. I mentioned history being made tonight. The backcourt for this team, 11, 19-year-old and Martell Webster, along with a 20-year-old and Sebastian Telfair in the backcourt for this Portland team, and they're coached by Nate McMillan, the new sheriff in town. He was swiped from Seattle after 5 seasons with the Sonics. The Suns looking for their 7th straight win at home, and it's the same starting lineup that continues this winning streak of Diaw, Marion, Thomas, Bell, and Nash. Mike D'Antoni's team showing they can play defense. And now let's go to the Kia keys to the game. Kia Motors, the power to surprise, and here's Thunder Dan.
Gary, so much. Thank you for asking. I really appreciate that. Heck of a guy. Hey, let's limit Telfair's penetration. Not a very good shooter. Your young guy loves to get to the basket. Got to cut off his penetration. Post Deion Randolph. The Suns are going to continue to play guys one-on-one. And the Trailblazers are 5-1 when Randolph goes 20 and 10, 20 points and 10 rebounds, and have not won when he doesn't do that. And then the Suns, no surprise here. They have to get out, run, control the tempo, want to get up and down the floor, as Portland only averages almost just under 86 points a game. So they want to get out and run.
All right. Joe Crawford, Phil Robinson, Kevin Fear, they are the 3 officials in charge of this game. And here's an interesting stat. The Suns have held their last 8 opponents under 100 points. The Blazers have not scored 100 points this season. That does not bode well for the Blazers.
It sure doesn't. And one of the reasons the Suns have been that productive defensively, just what I said, they've really owned up to being a good defensive team and playing guys one-on-one. You don't see as much double teaming, which means they're not running all over the floor, allowing too many offensive rebounds. So the Suns have to continue to be proud of being a good defensive team.
Joe Prisbilla tips it back to Telfair. Here's the guy who last year came out of Brooklyn, New York, and late in the year became the starting point guard, and they've turned the reins over to him. Off it comes now to big Zach Randolph. He'll bring it out now to Manya, Sergei Manya, the Russian, and Zach Randolph hits the first shot of the game at 2.
And the Suns will live with that. You know, that guy wants to do most of his damage down in the post, and he's going to have it hard going down there with Kurt Thomas, who's a very physical player. So if Kurt continues to force him out and make those long shots, that's okay.
How about Kurt Thomas? He is really playing well. Rebounding-wise, he is shooting the ball. He is back up to what the Suns expected when they made the trade with the Knicks. He's tied it up at 2. Telfair was a legend in New York City, led them to 1 state championship, and there is Webster. Now this guy just turned 19 over the weekend, comes out of Seattle. They love his shooting ability.
Oh, that's good. I mean, a young athletic kid like that, if he can step out and make outside jumpers, that's just a plus.
And Webster comes down to the rebound, gets it off to Telfair. Telfair is the guy who broke Kenny Anderson's scoring record, who was a legend many, many years ago in New York. Zach Randolph has it slapped away by Kurt Thomas. They'll inbound with 14 on the shot clock.
One thing Kurt wants to do is he wants to make Zach Randolph go to his right, as Randolph's a left-handed player and is more comfortable going to his left.
Inbound now, looking to get into his Manya. Manya gets it into Prisbilla, brings it out to Telfair. Telfair's only 6 foot tall. He's worked hard on his shooting. Randolph again, this time from outside, and as Dan mentioned, they'll let him take those shots. Here's Nash coming into the offensive end. Roger Bell, who's been playing so well defensively, blocked that time. That was Webster that got up in the air and got a piece of it. Here is Webster now in the corner. This kid has quite a story. He was raised by a grandmother who's now 83 years old, and they talk about that he just gets it. I mean, he really is mature beyond his years. Tries to dump it in, does to Randolph. Randolph backing in with 5 on the shot clock. There's that left hand. Good defense by Kurt Thomas that time.
Well, good job by Kurt, but Webster probably gets it because his grandma probably gave it to him when he was bad, which is a good thing.
Those grandmothers can be tough.
That's right.
I know exactly what that's all about. Out it comes to Roger Bell with a 2, and he got it. And the Suns within 1.
Good shot by Raj. I think the first time down when he got that shot blocked, he turned down a wide open jumper, tried to get a little closer. That time just took what the defense gave him, knocked down the open jumper.
Telfair last year, the 13th pick in the draft after coming out of high school. Highest pick they had in a long, long time in Portland. Here's Prisbilla, who last year really came on. He had a breakout season. Good defensive player, and he gives the Blazers a 7-4 lead.
That'll be a tough cover for Diaw, as Prisbilla very tall down there. And the Diaw defensively, what he wanted to do is make him go back to his left and take a tough jump shot with his left hand instead of letting him get into the middle with the right hand hook.
So Thomas now has hit his first 2 shots. He cuts the lead to 1. in the early going. Both teams shooting very well, as you can see. Here's Marion, who played with a teammate, Harapa, who we'll see later tonight. They were on the Moscow team, and he comes over after playing so well in the European League. And there's Randolph going inside, and that'll give the ball back to the Suns. Nash dribbling through some traffic. Telfair trying to track him. That ball deflected out. Suns have it with 17 to shoot.
You know, it used to be easy to pronounce all these names in the NBA league. Now it's like you're in a hockey announcer or something.
It is.
You got to go through.
Remember
all the
guy the other night with the Pacers? I'm still working on his name.
I was feeling for you on that. I'm glad I wasn't there that night because that was.
Oh man! Here is Diao now from the baseline. Randolph comes down to the rebound. Telfair, he's going to be the high school sensation that they think is going to lead them at point guard for the next 10 years. Here is Marion from outside. He's 6'8", the rookie. 23rd pick in the draft. He has it rejected by Marion. Marion goes high off. It comes to Nash. Nash threading down the floor. Into the corner. Roger Bell the three. And Bell is proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities.
Well, Sean said Nunya for Munya.
Yet. Now it comes down to Webster. Webster up to Prisbilla. 7:52 to go in this first quarter. Randolph last year was hurt a lot. Had that microfracture surgery of the knee and has had a reasonably good year. Marion, the shot clock winding down. Suns with some good defense again. Nash hands off. Roger Bell, another three. And he's got back-to-back threes. Bell again, proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities. And the Suns on an 8-0 run right now.
Well, that's where the Suns kill you. They seem to get wide-open jump shots, and if they're hot, they're going to come out and score a lot of points. Phoenix does a good job of running the ball, spreading the floor. Nash, as always, finds the open man.
Here's Webster now trying to find the open shot into Prisbilla. Goes up against Diao. He blocked it. He blocked the shot. And Prisbilla's one of the stronger guys you'll go against, and he just blocked the shot.
Well, that's why Diao is so impressive with his length. And I know they have cable or they get some NBA games in Russia, but he must not know who Sean Marion is because he thought he was going to get that over him. And then Diao, with his strength and his long arms, was able to block on the other end. And there you see the Suns, again, getting out and using their speed and athletic ability to get an easy basket.
You know, you watch Diao, Dan, and he doesn't look like he's in any hurry. He's cool, calm, and collective, and he covers a lot of ground.
He does. He makes it look very effortless.
14-7. The Suns off the mark effectively. They lead it. 6:52 to go. Go back to that block again by Boris Diao.
Diao letting him go to his strength, but he uses his size and his length with his arms and rejects him. And Suns get out and run, and Raja just spreads the floor, finds the open spot, knocks it down. The Suns are on fire!
Suns are rolling. They've outscored Portland fast break wise 8 points to none. It's time now for our Geico quote of the game. Geico Auto Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. The quote is from Nate McMillan talking about his young team and the loss of Darius Miles from the Oregonian. He says, we're a team that was developing, going through this transition. Coming into the season, we haven't scored 100 points all season, and Darius is 18 points. It's black and white right there. Now, I understand Darius Miles tore the cartilage in the knee, and he's expected to undergo surgery, so he'll be out for some time.
Not good.
Here is Zach Randolph. Randolph, a couple of years ago, had a 2010 year. He is a very capable player. Out it comes to Diao. Diao floats inside to Nash. A three by Steve, and this not going to find the mark. And Prisbilla able to come down to the rebound. As we just mentioned earlier, they have not scored 100 points. They're averaging 85.9. That's 28th in the league. They're the poorest free throw shooting team. There's a lot of reasons as Telfair is able to hit one.
Yeah, it's hard to score points in this league if you can't get some points from the free throw line if they get fouled and then go, and they only shoot 66% as a team from the free throw line, like you said, last in the league.
Diao outside now, floats inside, back out to Nash. Nash creating as only he can. Baseline Diao. Diao kicks it back. Marion with 5 on the shot clock. Hit it. Beautifully done. A three-point shot. And Marion proud to own the three-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Sons Charities.
And that's where Dial's going to get better. Sometimes I think he looks to pass almost too much around that basket where he could use his size and score when he gets in there. That time found Sean Marion wide open from the corner.
That's the second turnover now against Portland. Out to Marion. Another three. And the rebound tracked down by Kurt Thomas. Thomas averaging almost 15 rebounds a game in the last three outings. He'll pop in, hit this one. And the Suns are now shooting 61.5%.
Yeah, not very good defense there by Portland. If you're going to trap somebody like Steve Nash in the corner using that baseline, you got to get up there and put a hand in his face, not allow him to just have a simple bounce pass to a wide open Kurt Thomas.
There's that 8 of 13, which translates into 61.5%. Out to Telford. Right now, Portland already finding themselves in a catch-up position. That shot missing. They have lost 6 of their last 7. Their only win against the Atlanta Hawks. And there's a shot missing from the corner by Bell. Suns get it back with a full shot clock. And Thomas left open. Nash follow tips. You don't see that very often.
No, you sure don't. And Portland's going to have a long night if they continue to let the Suns crash the offensive rebounds. Kurt Thomas has really found his way on this team as far as getting in there, getting offensive rebounds. Missed an open jumper. Steve Nash, as a point guard, gets in there and just tips it in.
Biggest lead of the game, 12 for the Suns. Brisbilla saves it. Gets it outside to Telfair. This Portland team last year won only 27 games. Fewest wins in 27 years. They missed the playoffs the last 2 years, and Zach Randolph hits a 2 and cuts the lead to 10. Nash into the offensive end. Dumps it off to Marion. Marion, who has 12 double-doubles in 15 games. Dial tries one. Manya comes down to the rebound.
Well, that's where Dial is going to have to continue to prove himself, because as a big man, they're going to just back off and make him prove they can hit that jump shot, much like they did Amari Stoudemire.
Webster dumps it in now to Zach Randolph, the former Michigan State standout. He was the Indiana High School Player of the Year, then matriculated at Michigan State. And Telfair, who, if anything, has really struggled with his shooting, 39%, and he's hit a couple here tonight.
Well, Steve Nash went underneath that pick, which he should do, because Telfair, not a very good outside shooter, that time stepped up and nailed the jump shot.
21-13 Phoenix into the corner. Marion's going to try another three, and boy, that didn't draw anything. He's really struggled from that area, shooting 24% behind the line.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing if he hits his first three, because then he steps out and tries to hit a few more. And like you said, he's really struggled this year from behind that arc, but has continued to play well, taking it to the basket in his rebound.
Telfair now has 3 buckets here in this first quarter. And all of a sudden, Portland trying to climb closer after trailing by as many as 12. They've been on a 6-0 run. Telfair outside. He was a McDonald's, a parade All-American, a legend. He's a cousin to Stephon Marbury. Off it comes now to Randolph. 1 on the shot clock. They did not see the shot clock. Randolph was oblivious of it. They're going to break away down the floor. Bell gets it. Portland just quit when the shot clock expired, and the Suns made him pay.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what Webster was thinking. Had to shoot that shot, but as soon as he let it go, he should have got back, as he was going to be the last line of defense. And Bell just put a hand up and ran right by him, and ends up Phoenix getting a wide open layup. And Nash, what an athlete that kid is.
Suns shooting 53% here in the early going to the 23-15 lead. This date in the NBA sponsored by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas. Experience the magic of Christmas now at all Paddock stores, where all your holiday needs. December 6, 2000, Antoine Jameson of the Golden State Warriors and Kobe Bryant of the Los Angeles Lakers each scored 51 points in the Warriors' 125-122 overtime victory. First time in nearly 38 years and only the third time in NBA history that opposing players each scored at least 50 points in an NBA game. For Jameson, it was the second straight game in which he'd scored 51 points, having hit that number December 3rd in a loss to Seattle. Whew.
Good job. Yeah.
So now you can see the Suns have the tempo where they want it. 10 fast break points here in the early going. 24-15. Changes now, as we have Jarrett Jack in the game. He's a rookie out of Georgia Tech, a first-round pick. Juan Dixon, who came over as a free agent from the Washington Wizards. Number 3 has the ball. They've changed the backcourt with 2:18 to go in the first quarter, and a shot finding the mark. Tell you, every time I see Juan Dixon play, he shoots and scores. I mean, pretty effective player. Of course, he led Maryland to the NCAA championship in 2002. From the corner now, James Jones coming off of a 20-point game. He just buried a three, and Jones is proud to own the three-point zone. Fulton Holmes with another $150 to Suns Charities, the fourth hit of the night.
Well, ever since that first half of that Atlanta game where he turned down an open jump shot, and Coach D'Antoni just yelled at him, said, "Don't turn down an open shot." And I read in the paper today, it said, "That will never happen again." He said, "I will shoot it every time I get it if I'm open," and you saw it the first time.
And the shooter loves that, right?
That's right.
So Marion able to score, back up to a 10-point lead. Boy, Portland's not played any defense at all. Off it comes in now to Ruben Patterson, who was suspended for a couple of games. He got sideways with Nate McMillan, and he just sent him home. And now Patterson, who was mad about the lack of minutes, trying to redeem himself. Marion tried to go backdoor on the feed, couldn't get it to go, and he hurt himself maybe.
Well, it's easy to do when you get that high up in the air. Prisbilla tried to stop that alley-oop dunk from happening, and Sean just goes down hard, but gets up. Seems like he's okay. Suns again getting out and running, and the high lob, and it wasn't Prisbilla, it was Munya, whatever his name is, goes up there and gets Sean right across the forehead, and luckily Sean was able to get that left foot down and not land right on his bottom.
That was your guy, Sergei Manya. As at the line now is Sean Marion. Marion starting to pick up his free throw shooting a little bit. Now it's 70%. Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. As now Marion gets one of two. 30-19, the Suns. Another 30-point first quarter. Nixon looking inside. Gets a screen now from Theo Ratliff, who's coming to the ball game. Nixon not able to get it. Theo Ratliff cannot save it. Ratliff has always been a good player. He just hasn't been able to stay healthy. And a case in point again this year. You can see thus far the Suns, who lead the NBA in assists, already have 11. 11 in the first quarter. They're averaging 26.7 a game. And Diaw connects from a two-point range. It's 32-19.
That's what I'm talking about. Diaw will be able to hit that jump shot next time. Theo Ratliff's going to think about coming out on him, and Diaw then will be able to put the ball on the floor and get to the basket.
Jared Jack, a second-team All-ACC pick a year ago for the Rambling Wreck. Dumps it in now to Ruben Patterson. Patterson, a ferocious player, and he felt he was fouled. Shot falling short. He's coming out now trying to get the ball away from Diaw. Did just that. Ahead they come now to Jack, and Jack will put it away. Yeah,
Diaw that time tried to do too much with the ball, tried to put it behind his back, and ended up losing it, allowing Portland to get an easy basket.
And Marion tries to make a pay at the other end. Back they come. Juan Dixon, who grew up in the Baltimore area, dumps it off to Jack, and Jack will score. So some new enthusiasm, new energy with this change in the lineup for Portland.
Well, D'Antoni upset there as he's yelling at his players that he had a foul to give before this quarter is over, and they should have fouled him early instead of fouling him in the act of shooting, and Jack's going to the line trying to complete the three-point play.
Jack was actually drafted by Denver, then he was traded over for Linus Kleza, the guy we saw the other night with the Denver Nuggets. And now the last shot of the first quarter, it's going to be Bell, and Bell buries it. He was on the line. It's a two, and it's a 10-point lead. 34-24. Jack's very close to getting that one to go.
Well, Nate McMillan, being a defensive coach, can't be happy with this, as the Suns had hardly any time left in the quarter. Nobody steps up on the pick and roll, and Raja Bell will step up and hit that three-pointers. The Suns take an early lead, 10 points, 34-24.
Raja Bell with 13 points in the first quarter. This week's Southwest Airlines featured destination is the state of New Mexico. Go to southwest.com for air, car, and hotel deals in New Mexico. Specials available through Thursday. Raja Bell had been only averaging 9 points a game during the 6-game winning streak, but he has 13 in the first quarter. And look at that, 4 hits from behind the line in the first quarter. Quarter number 2 underway. And a steal attempt by Ratliff coming out, getting a piece of James Jones. Nate McMillan, who was coerced to come over from Seattle and trying to rebuild this team. They got rid of a lot of the knuckleheads, if you will. Some of the guys.
They got a few still out there, by
well, they do. We won't identify them.
I will. 21. What do you say?
They did get rid of some of them, though. And there's a steal attempt now. by Jared Jack, who will play hard. There's a three by Jim Jackson. Diao comes down to the rebound, keeps it high. Gets it off now to Pat Burke, who's playing more because of Brian Grant out with a knee surgery. And Victor Harapa from Russia came down.
Another one. How do you say his name?
Harapa. Did you love it? What happened to Smith and Jones and Brown and those guys? Those days are over now.
Start saying they crossed the red line. Shot on goal, one-timer.
And here's Ruben Patterson. Diao rejected it. Ratliff turnaround. And the rebound inside by Randolph. I should say Patterson. Patterson thought he was fouled. He was not. He's complaining at the other end, getting back late defensively. Off it comes to Jones. Another three. Count it. James Jones, proud to own the three-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charity.
Safe to say Mr. Jones has found his stroke.
Yes, sir. He has reemerged after having that really tough time against his former teammates, the Indiana Pacers. Came back with a 20-point game, and he's on his way tonight. Jones already has 6 in the game. 37-26. Suns, by the way, have 6 blocks in this game already. Jones outside, swings it around to Diao. Diao feeds it into Jackson. Jackson has Patterson come from behind, batted away. Well, Patterson plays hard. He's got a heart of a tiger. He goes inside, and he's going to be fouled by Boris Diao.
Yeah, you're right. One thing you do have to do around Patterson is protect that ball. You can't turn your head on him. He'll go down and strip you there. And then, as you said, 6 blocks already is what they average for a game. And Diao has done a great job coming over on the weak side, using that height and his length with his arms, and that's where the Suns have gotten better. And it's all due, because we've talked about it before, is about being owning up to playing one-on-one defense, which allows guys on the weak side to come over and help, and that's why the blocks are going up.
That's right. They've taken ownership of it as Patterson hits a free throw. Patterson again was suspended because he was unhappy about his minutes being played. He is a knucklehead. And he cursed at Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan, he runs a tight ship. I mean, he wanted not take a lot of that, and he sent him home. And Patterson then came back and said he would try to fall in line, and is now getting to play a lot of minutes, especially with Darius Miles out of there.
And that's all we can ask of these young gentlemen, is just to try.
Bell hits it too. 39-27. How about Raja Bell with 15 points already?
Well, Raja's a good shooter. If he's going to continue to get good looks at it, he's going to knock him down.
And it comes now to Patterson to play at the University of Cincinnati, driving, and that'll be goaltending. As that time, Juan Dixon able to go inside and the block, and they will count the basket. It's a 10-point game. 39-29. Suns trying to win their 7th straight game. Into Burke. Burke, who the other night only played 13 minutes, but fouled out of the game. There's Jackson, and he thought he was fouled. He's yelling at Joe Crawford as they come back the other way. Dixon now feeds it off to Patterson. Tough matchup for Jones. Patterson, that big body. Here now is Jared Jack, and he lost it off his leg. Suns ball.
Good job by Pat Burke getting out there and recovering off the double team on Patterson, and making Jack put the ball on the floor and move his feet. Caused the turnover.
This Portland team was moved to the Northwest Division last year. They're in last place at the start of the night, 5 games out of first. Jones and Burke, and that's his best play as a Phoenix Sun. Wow, the whole Suns bench is on their feet. I tell you, Pat Burke's got a chance to play some minutes down. He's going to take advantage of it.
Well, he does a good job. He plays extremely hard. He's a smart guy, knows how to play in there. Just was in the right places. He went up and slammed it down off the offensive rebound.
He's the only Sun that's over 6'9" to show you.
Just think if he had any hair, he'd be about 6'11".
He could be. I never thought about that, Dan. Only you would mention that or think of that. Here is Dixon going in. That's rejected from behind by Jim Jackson. 7 blocks. Bell loses his footing, stays with it, and he's going to go to the free throw line. Looks like he may have hurt himself a little bit.
Well, how about Jim Jackson? Not only a great block from behind, but the presence of mind to just grab it and getting it out to Raja Bell, who got fouled. But here's a wee bit of the Irish, as we like to say. Brilliant!
Suns up 41-29. Now you have 87 million reasons to play Powerball. Wednesday's Powerball jackpot, an estimated $87 million. Check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. It's time now for the Powerball Power Play, and it's Pat Burke.
Pat Burke just going to, wide open James Jones. He's just going to sit there and uses that incredible athletic leaping ability, gets way above the rim, slams it down, and very happy, Pat Burke. After, like you said, last game, 6 fouls in what, 12 minutes? Or
13 minutes.
13 minutes.
Now, a moment ago, before the last break, it looked like Roger Bell may have turned his ankle. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Just running too fast for his own good and trips over, and just a minor injury. That's not going to hurt him, Gary. He's just going to be just fine.
He's back in, or has not left the lineup, I should say.
Well, he's going to shoot those free throws. He's not stupid.
So
points there.
Bell at the line. He already has 15 points. Nash, Bell, James Jones, Pat Burke, and Jim Jackson in now for Mike D'Antoni. 41-29. The Suns are cruising right now, trying to pick up that 7th win in a row and move their record for the year to 11-5 as Bell hits the free throw.
That's been big because early in the year they struggled here at home, and they've had a lot of home games, and they're going to go on and play some road games. 10 of the next 14 are on the road.
That's right.
They've been successful on the road, 3-1, but you need to win home games. All good teams in the NBA dominate their home floor, and Phoenix is starting to dominate.
Suns started out at home 1-4, and now have won 6 straight. Biggest lead of the game, 14 points. In it comes to Ratliff, who played at the University of Wyoming. 3 years led the NBA in block shots. Jarrett Jack tries one from outside. Harapa tried to come up with it, and battling for it. It's going to go off of Portland's Suns ball. That was Patterson who tried to save it. Zach Randolph will come back into the lineup, replacing Patterson.
And that time, Steve Nash just dug down enough just to get the ball to Theo Ratliff's hands and recovered to Jack, who took the 3, and who's only shot 18 of those 3s and has made 2 of them. So that's not a high percentage shot that Nate McMillan would like to see, and that's exactly what the Suns want.
Telfair comes back into the game. The second-year man out of Brooklyn, Abraham Lincoln High School. Burke brings it up now to Nash. Nash wheels out to Jackson. Into the corner to Jones. Couldn't get the shot off. 6 on the shot clock. Into Kurt Thomas. Back to Jones. Jones' favorite spot. That's his spot right there. That elbow. A 2. And it's 45-29.
Good patience by the Suns. Jones turned down the shot, got the ball into Kurt Thomas, moved just a little bit. Kurt rewarded him with a pass. Jones knocks it down.
He's 3 of 4 for 8 points, and Harapa is able to hit. Harapa was a guy who was hurt most of the first half of the season, then late in the year had a pretty good rookie year as Thomas not able to get the shot. Ratliff comes down to the rebound. Sebastian Telfair, who's an excellent ball handler. The only thing that's questionable about is his shooting, and he took 1,000 shots a day this summer, trying to improve that aspect of his game. Randolph now brings it out to Telfair. They swing it around, 7 on the shot clock. Now with 4. Nothing going for Dixon with 2, and somehow he finds an alley and gets in there.
Well, that was impressive there as the shot clock was running down. James Jones got up, realizing that, and Dixon, nice head fake, takes it baseline, is able to finish. Good move.
Every time I see Dixon play, he plays well. I mean, he is a scorer. Here is Burke from outside, a long 2, and Burke, maybe his coming out party here tonight.
This is another one of those big guys who has a decent stroke from outside, a very good shooter.
Look at the shooting. Suns at 56%. They're doing everything well thus far in this ball game. Out it comes to Juan Dixon. Dixon, who lost both of his parents when he was in high school. They both died of AIDS. Goes baseline, and he's going to be fouled as he makes the move inside.
Is that right?
Yes.
See here, watch it give him a little head fake. Freezes him. Gets all the way to the baseline. Pat Burke just a little bit too late from the weak side. Couldn't get it over there, and Juan Dixon with a nice move baseline.
Yeah, Dixon was a legend coming out of Baltimore and went to the University of Maryland, and of course was the MVP of the Final Four that year when the Terps won the national championship. That ball's turned over. That will be 4 turnovers now against this Portland team. Portland trying somehow to rebuild. A new coach, a lot of new players. They're the 2nd youngest team. And you remember who the youngest team is. You saw them the other night.
I tried to forget, yeah, but I think it's Atlanta.
You're right.
Yeah.
But this Portland team averages just over 24 years of age. Now, it looks like we have a cut on Jim Jackson.
A little infectious disease control right now, Gary. He's going to take care of that.
All right, Jackson coming out.
Safety first.
Coming in. Dr. Morley here coming up with all the
safety first here at America West Arena. Nobody's going to get hurt on my watch.
6:11 left to go in this first half. Oh, I don't know, Dan. You're going to be the end of me yet, I think. Here is Nash going inside. Out it comes to Jones. Long three. He got it. And that was a tough three. And Jones out. Proud to own the three-point zone. Another $150 of Suns Charities by Fulton Holmes.
Yeah, you really can see the guy's confidence. I mean, he's not waiting that off. He's got it, and he's got any sliver of hope. He's going to let that go. And there's your guy Dixon again, who is a very good player.
Yeah, he is a good player. I mean, he's not a very big guy. Sometimes defensively struggles. But every time he plays, he scores points. And he came over as a free agent from Washington, and they're glad to have him. There's Nash now, gets it into Jones. Help from Harappa, who comes over, bats it away. We're going to have a timeout. 5:26 to go in the first half. Suns already with 50 points, and one of the reasons is James Jones.
Yeah, just spots up. Not a very good pass. He's able to corral it and just lets it go. And confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Suns up 50-35. Let's take a look at who's getting the job done. Brought to you by Jobbing.com. Local jobs, fresh jobs, real jobs. Buy them on Jobbing.com. And I'll tell you what, James Jones is getting it done. He's hit 3 of 4 threes.
Yeah, well, like I said, that confidence is high, and he prides himself on being a shooter. Somebody can fill it up, and a shooter has no conscience. And he's getting into open areas, and they're finding him. And right now, he's got that stroke working, Gary.
And Jones is playing well, getting a remarkable game from Raja Bell, who has 17. So they're the two guys in double figures for the Suns, as Kurt Thomas is going to come back in the lineup now.
How about this? Talk about Boris Diaw. I mean, he has 7 assists already. Steve Nash has 6. So Phoenix #1 in the league in assists per game. And looks like they're going to continue that here tonight, as they got guys who just love to share the ball.
It's really fun to watch. A two-man game. They do like to share the ball. It's a system. Of course, this guy right here, Nash, the best passer in the league, and he just hit a 2. And Steve Nash has taken 4 shots. He's hit 2. It's 52-35. Again, there's a lot of times I just feel like Nash could go out and have 25, 30
I was just going
points.
to say, you're saying he's the best passer in the league. He was one of the best shooters in the league, too, and he's very unselfish. He could go out there and average 20 points a game if he wanted to, but he knows that's not his game, and that's not the way they're going to win. So very unselfish on his part, as he could score a lot of points.
That's a loose ball foul on Zach Randolph. Looks to me like Randolph may have gained maybe a little bit of weight. They list him at 258 pounds. He just picked up the foul, his first. Suns with the ball inside, 5 minutes to go. And the Suns are having their way in this first half. I mean, they are just dictating everything. Here's Burke. That's going to be short. And the rebound by Nash brings it out. Jones, that's his spot. A 3. Doesn't get this one. And the rebound is cleared by Harappa. Did you see Burke, though, go up and bang him?
Well, Burke's having fun out there. He knows what he has to do to be out there to play, and he's getting, like you said, Brian Grant going down. He realized he has a chance to play, and he's going to make the most of it.
Telfair able to hit from outside. Nash comes back with a 3. Randolph with a one-arm snatch of the ball. Brings it off now to Telfair. Telfair ducks in. I tell you, this kid's going to be a very good player. As he goes inside, he's very creative, and coming out of that playground basketball mentality, he does some things very well.
We're going to see here the quickness that this kid has. And it's a tough cover. Anytime a guy in the NBA, especially a guy this quick, comes down with a full head of steam, it's hard to stop him and just crosses over. And Fat Burke can't get over there to cut off the lane and ends up fouling him. But Telfair is one of those guys, like I said before, is if he develops a jump shot, and that's what these guys have to do to be more effective in scores. If they can develop that jump shot, it only makes their quickness better.
He's 20 years old. We mentioned he and Webster, who was 19 years old. They set a record tonight, the youngest starting backcourt in the history of the NBA. And Telfair able to hit both free throws. He is a good free throw shooter. Last year, he shot 79%, 52-39. So we have now Diaw back in the ball game. Thomas along with Raja Bell, Sean Marion, and inside it goes. Marion floating and uses a glass.
Well, that's what I like about Sean. There he turned down the 3, took that one dribble, got in the lane, and threw it up off the board.
Marion now with 8 points in the game. Suns are now shooting almost 56% for the game. Randolph against Thomas. Thomas played good defense. That was not an easy shot.
No, that was great defense by Kurt Thomas. Zach Randolph, just one of the better scorers in the league, and got away with a big push there, but he's just a tough cover down there.
Here's Nash now creating as only he can in the corner. A 2 by Bell. Look at Nash. Nash dribbles out of there and he's fouled. Steve Nash has 6 assists and 4 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, a couple on the offensive end, so he's just hanging around there and cleaning up some of these misses. Yeah, you can't play much better defense there. He cuts off the left hand, makes him take a dribble, hand in the face. When a guy makes a shot like that, you just pat him on the butt and say, nice shot.
And Nash hits the free throw, and that was a 15 foul a moment ago, and sending Nash to the line as Ratliff comes out of the ball game. Nash, at the start of the night, was 5th in the NBA in free throw shooting. He hit 55 of 58. He's got his first 2 tonight. 56-41. Portland lost to the Pacers, lost to the Jazz. They've been on a 7-game road trip. They were 2-5 on that. They've won only 2 games on the road. And this is a team that is in last place in the Northwest Division, and the Suns at the start of the night closing in on that first place in the Pacific Division.
Yeah, that's a team that's only won 1 game in their last 6 tries.
Yep.
The team that they beat?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Here's Telfair. Atlanta keeps popping up, don't they?
I don't even know if that even counts, does it, if we beat Atlanta?
I don't know. It's a good question. We're going to have a foul now, and it's going to go on Diao, loose ball foul. And so Portland will take it side out with 3:14 to go in the first half.
You know, you look at Telfair's numbers, he's shooting 38% from the floor, but he's shooting a respectable 34% from the three-point line, so that's not bad, but that mid-range jumper must be a little suspect.
Arapa misses. Rebound is cleared now by Bell. Here comes Nash. Nash 6 points and 6 assists. That ball deflected, saved by Bell. Baseline it goes, reversed by Marion.
I think Sean hopefully was trying to get a foul on that and just threw it up, but wasn't able to get it. But good hustle by Rajah Bell.
There's Brisbilla, and Brisbilla getting the feed, is able to hammer it home. 56-43. Diao back the other way, off balance. Saved by Marion. Deflected out. Suns 11 with 17 to shoot. And we have a timeout. 2:36 to go in this first half. Mike D'Antoni's team doing some things very well.
Well, this wasn't one of them. Nobody picks up Brisbilla, comes down with a 2-hammer slammer jammer.
Suns up 56-43. Shooting the ball very well. Coming up after the game, it's the Arizona Sports Report. We'll catch up with the man behind the mic, the Suns version of Cedric the Entertainer, Sid Sabalas. It's a growing sport. They're younger, they're faster than ever. Women race car drivers. See how the sport is catching on in the Valley. And we'll have complete post-game coverage from the Suns and Blazers on the Arizona Sports Report right after the game. There's Cedric, the point-a-minute man, who entertains us all before the game and at halftime. And that will be a feature of the Arizona Sports Report. 56-43 as we come back in, 17 on the shot clock, and Marion to the hole.
Don't credit that basket to D'Antoni to do that up, obviously, in the timeout, and run to perfection as the Suns score on an out-of-bounds play.
Third Sun now to be in double figures. He joins Bell and James Jones in that area. 2:18 left to go in the first half. Randolph backing in on Marion. That's what he does well. He's got great hands, big body, doesn't have a lot of range with the shot, but he's effective and low.
Very effective, and you're going to play him one-on-one, what the Suns are going to do. You just got to make him take tough shots. Obviously, you want to try to make him go his right hand, but Zach Randolph, a very good player.
I tell you, Kurt Thomas would not have taken that shot a couple of weeks ago.
Well, we wouldn't have wanted him to take it a couple weeks ago, but now we do.
He's in a rhythm as he comes down with a rebound. Thomas has 8 points and 7 rebounds here in the first half. Marion! Forget it! Oh, baby!
Well, the Matrix getting out and running using that speed. Nobody from Portland realizes what's happened, and he just comes down and delivers the hard slam.
You can see the Suns are shooting so well for the game now, just under 56%. Inside it goes, and Brisbilla tries to go up as the ball stripped. Go back to the Marion, and I mean this one happened quickly.
Well, he just runs the floor. Nobody, Zach Randolph, everybody just married to that side of this court. Nobody on the weak side, and once Sean gets airborne, there's no way to stop him.
And Randolph is not going to hit the shot. Prisbilla goes up, muscles it up, has a block, didn't get a call. Nate McMillan's upset. He's telling Prisbilla, get up the floor, quit complaining. And Thomas now goes in, and he's going to be fouled by Harapa.
Well, I think Prisbilla has a little bit of argument there. He does a good job using his body, not only sealing the defensive player, but also on the offensive rebound. But the thing that really upset Nate McMillan is he didn't get back, and he wanted to gripe about it. Here, Kurt Thomas again running the floor, and they get over too weak. But Prisbilla does a good job of using his body, and I thought Nate McMillan thought he was fouled too, but he didn't like the fact that if you don't get the call, you still got to get back on defense, especially against the Suns.
I tell you, I have a lot of respect for Nate McMillan. He was an outstanding defensive player. His number retired, number 10, when he played for Seattle for 12 years. A no-nonsense guy, as I said at the start, a new sheriff in town, and he's trying to change the whole mentality.
Must get a lot of respect because one of the assistant coaches for the Olympic team, along with D'Antoni.
That's right. Mike D'Antoni, Jim Boeheim are all going to be on Mike Krzyzewski's U.S. Olympic team, the national team, if you will. Here now is Nash. Look at that. Out of nowhere, that ball goes into the corner, and Bell blocking foul. Good call. Harapa trying to stop the drive. How about that pass? Now, I don't know if people here in the arena and watching on television are starting to take him for granted, but there was such a creative no-look pass that time by Nash.
Well, just tells you how good it is. He was trying to make that pass to Sean Marion. He got in here and he wanted to deliver it to Sean, and that didn't pan out. And he's so good. He's so aware of where everybody else is. He just went to his second option. He looked him off and threw it over his shoulder to Raja Bell, who put it on the floor, got fouled. But that's what makes Steve Nash so good. Most players, you tell him, don't get in the air. Don't commit yourself. When you get caught there, he just knows where everybody is and found his second option.
And so Webster comes back in. Nash has 7 assists. That's more than the entire Portland team has. They have 5. As Bell able to get the free throws, and it's 66-45. Biggest lead of the game, 21. 51 seconds left in this first half. Telfair outside now. Gets it into the corner to Juan Dixon. Dixon's shot not there. Rebound by Marion. Marion, the start of the night, 3rd in the league in rebounds. Off it comes to Dial. Not able to quite get it to go. Prisbilla comes down with it. Dixon back the other way. Telfair looking inside now. Hands it off to Prisbilla. Okay, Nate McMillan really did a great job in Seattle. Last year they won 52 games and won this division. A shot going there. 66-47. They'll take the last shot of the first half. Nash gets a high screen from Thomas. Goes in, tries to create, and
Dial was standing on the baseline.
He's standing on the baseline with the ball reached him, standing there, and it'll be out of bounds. We're going to have a 20-second timeout now by Portland with 2 seconds left. I tell you, the Suns team, we started the broadcast talking about their fast becoming the biggest surprise in the NBA, and they just continue to wheel through this game tonight. Hey, the Suns and the Phoenix Sioux are lighting it up this holiday season. Purchase a minimum of 4 tickets to any Suns game in December and receive a free Sioux Lights ticket with every Suns ticket purchase. To enjoy your $32 savings, visit Suns.com or call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS. Does the gorilla live out at the zoo, Dan? Do you know?
I don't know. I hope not. He's a Hall of Famer.
Well, I know, but during the season,
somewhere.
you don't even think during the season he is?
No, I think off season they probably put him up. During the season.
You really enjoy the zoo area here, right?
I love the zoo area here. I take my kids all the time. I sneak in on Sundays.
And it comes to Telfair. And Telfair, it will not count if it goes, and it almost did. And so the Suns outscore Portland in the quarter 32-23. Just workmanlike fashion here in the first half.
They're doing what they had to do. It's a team, obviously, they should be here at home. They don't want to have them around in the fourth quarter. They came out, jumped on them early, and they just keep it rolling. They got a bunch of road trips. You got to get it done here.
At the break, the Suns up 66-47 with Thunder Dan Marley. I'm Gary Bender, and those 66 points ties the season high that the Suns were able to throw against the Lakers earlier this season.
Well, did a great job. 18 assists in the first half. Everybody moving the ball. Boris Diaw, 8 assists. Steve Nash, 7. So Phoenix continues to find the open man, and it's a lot easier to hit those open shots.
And they had 9 blocks, shooting 50%. Let's take a check now on the Jack in the Box inside the box score. We don't make it until you order it, and there it is, the shooting we were talking about, and the 3.6 hits in the first half.
Yeah, it's just all open, the spacing on the floor and moving the ball and finding the open guys, and the assists show that. And then the fast break points, Phoenix getting out and running, and blocks. Boris Diaw, again, we seem to mention this guy's name all the time, but has 3 blocks. Phoenix already with 9 for the half, only averaged 6 a game. So Jones coming off the bench playing well. Raja Bell, who hasn't been shooting extremely well, is knocking down those open jumpers. So finding different people at different times to help this team win.
Here's an upset. Diaw has more assists in half than Nash.
I'm betting on Nash, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. Boris with 8 in the first half. Steve with 7. I mean, there's not a lot of things that you can be very critical of as far as the Suns are concerned. Their biggest lead was 21 points in the first half. They've done things well. Points in the paint, the Blazers have gotten the better of that. Fast break points, Suns leading there 19-12. But Diaw just continues to impress. And as we were talking earlier, he could be a candidate for the most improved player in the league. I mean, you look at the numbers from a year ago. He averaged 4.8 a game. And at the start of the night, he's averaging 11 points. He is one of 4 players in the league to be averaging 6 rebounds and 6 assists.
Yeah, and you look at those 18 assists, and the Suns have only committed 4 turnovers, so that's a pretty good ratio.
Nice floating move by the guy we were just talking about, Diaw. He has 6 points in the game, 68-47. Telfair will be in the backcourt as they start the second half. And we're going to have a foul as Diaw trying to guard Przbela inside. Both teams starting the same 5s that opened the first half. So that means the 19 and 20-year-old backcourt. And Manya will inbound the ball now for the Blazers. Suns last year swept this team 3 games to none, trying to win their 4th straight over Portland. They swing it out to Telfair. 7 on the shot clock. He'll pop from outside and barely draw iron. Suns ball. Telfair tonight is 5 of 10. He has 12 points. He is the only Blazer in double figures. Suns have 3 of their 5 starters in double figures, and also James Jones off the bench with 11.
Yeah, Telfair's played pretty good, and Juan Dixon coming off the bench played pretty well for Portland. But besides those 2, nobody else has really stepped up. The Suns have done a good job on Zach Randolph.
Telfair now picked up by Nash. Manya swings it around. Here's Randolph. Webster, the 19-year-old, not able to get it. Rebound cleared by Randolph. Randolph dumps it off to Telfair. Randolph signed that huge contract a couple of years ago, the maximum contract, a 7-year deal, but he's not a franchise player. And there's a ball deflected by Marion, 12 on the shot clock. Manya drives. Randolph from outside, a bad-looking shot, and eventually picked up by the Suns, and here they come. Nash, as the ball is kicked as he tried to pass baseline to Kurt Thomas, side out to the Suns. Suns in the first half had 19 assists, and we mentioned they lead the NBA in assists per game, 26.7, so they're going to get there easily, it looks like. Nash dumps it in. And Diaw tried to go up, had the ball stripped. Webster and Manya, that was a funny looking break, and I don't know about this block. They had really nothing going at all, and Nash took some punishment there and also got the foul.
Well, I thought maybe he was there in time, but the problem he had is he probably turned his shoulders, and anytime you kind of turn your shoulders, it's hard to get a call from the referee, as Nash looked like he was there in plenty of time and should have been in charge, but didn't seem to protest too much.
Well, you know Nash, he's ready to go again. That's his first foul of the night. There's Randolph backing in on Thomas. Thomas, good defense again. Marion comes down to the rebound. Here they come. At that warp speed. In the corner comes a Raja Bell, a 2. And Thomas bats it away. It'll be off of Kurt. Portland ball with 10:02 to go here in the 3rd. And we have a timeout as Nate McMillan wants to readjust after playing 2 minutes in this quarter. His team down 68-47. Suns looking for their 7th win in a row. Portland has not scored in this third quarter. They've called a timeout, 68-47. Here's what's on tap for the Phoenix Suns, brought to you by Bud Light. Smooth and refreshing Bud Light. Great taste for your great times. The Knicks, Larry Brown, Stephon Marbury here Friday at 8. Then the New Orleans, Oklahoma City Hornets Monday. And then Seattle with their new coach, Bob Weiss. And then the Washington Wizards 2 days before Christmas, December 23rd. For tickets, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to Suns.com. As you look ahead, and we take a look now at the starting fives here in this third quarter of play. And Nate McMillan not happy the way his five got this second half going. You can see this is what they opened the game with. Diaw, Marion, Thomas, Bell, and Nash. And Portland, Brisbilla, Webster, Telfair, Randolph, and Manya. And speaking of Randolph, or I should say Webster, he goes barreling in, ran over everyone. No foul, and a beautiful feed to Marion. Beautifully done. And that is Diaw with yet another assist in the game.
What a talented player that was. What a great pass all the way from half court. And it's much easier when you're throwing to a guy like Shawn Marion, but to deliver a pass from that far out, that was quite impressive.
9 assists now for Diaw. The Suns have now 20 assists tonight. And we're going to have a foul inside. It's going to be on Kurt Thomas. Let's go back to that, Dan.
Well, it all started on the defense end as the Suns get a block, and then Diaw from all the way to half court. Just a perfect pass, and the Matrix getting up, showing his athletic ability, but Diaw just continues to impress with his amazing passing ability.
He is the guy they call 3D because of his versatility to pass, to rebound, to score. And with he and Nash, you got two of the better passers you're going to have on any one team.
And that's why the Suns lead the league in assists.
70-49 now, 9:18 to go in the third quarter. Suns have been able to shut down teams defensively, but they've been able to crank it up offensively too. The last 3 games, 100 points. There's a 3 by Shawn Marion, and Marion proud to own the 3-point zone. And Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns charity.
Another assist by Diaw, who went through it. They had a zone going and found an open area, caught the ball, and threw a beautiful bounce pass to the corner.
And we have a foul inside. It's either Thomas or Diaw. They're going to call it on Diaw. Suns are their biggest lead now of 24 points.
You see Diaw get an open area, catch it, draw the defense. Knows exactly where Shawn is with a nice bounce pass. And if Shawn's going to hit a jumper, that seems to be his spot over there in the right corner.
Diaw in double digits now in assists. As Randolph with Thomas playing the tough defense on him. I mean tough. Thomas is really playing some defense, and there's a good example. He took the charge from Telfair. Portland is 0 for 6 shooting in this quarter, but Kurt Thomas early in this game established the trend defensively.
Yeah, we talked about when he came here, one of the better shooting big men in the league, but what we want out of him as a Phoenix Sun is his toughness and not only rebounding, but his defense on the ball and off the ball as he helps Steve Nash and collects the charge. And this is a guy I played with in Miami. He's played in New York. Both teams that love and pride themselves on being a good defensive player. And those kind of things are infectious. If you play good defense, the rest of the guys are going to see it, and they're going to try to do the same.
Here's Nash now rubbing Telfair off, and that'll be blocked by Brisbilla. Brisbilla is a good shot blocker. Last year he did a good job. He was 7th in the league in blocked shots. Out it comes now to Manya. Manya dumps it into Randolph. He's in his spot. That's where he likes it. Just right of the basket, right on the block. And he makes it 73-51. Randolph with 12 points. He and Telfair now tied for scoring honors for the Blazers with 12 each. Nash, 3-ball. Count it. And Nash is proud to own the 3-point zone. And again, Fulton Holmes with another $150 to Suns charity.
Well, Telfair tried to go underneath that screen and roll, and Steve Nash made him pay. Just stepped back and shot the 3.
Here's Webster. Webster hands it off now to Randolph. Randolph driving in, and they got a piece of it. So Randolph is starting to be fairly effective. They're going to call it on Diaw. Diaw can't believe it. That's his 5th foul. So Diaw with 5 fouls, they're going to have to get him out of there. I don't know about that one, Dan. I never saw any contact.
No, he came across on the weak side and looked like he swiped down trying to hit the ball. Whether he touched him or not, I don't know. We'll see here. But, yeah, it didn't look like he got him at all. But it's harder to do than you can't let Zach Randolph go to his left. I mean, the guy's obviously very talented, and sometimes he's going to be able to get there, but he's so strong going to his strong hand. You got to make him take it baseline with his right hand, and Diop tried to do the right thing on the weak side and picked up his 5th foul.
Well, and that's also 5 team fouls against the Suns. Diop comes out, Jones comes back in. Blazers have not committed a foul. Now, I don't know if that's a problem or not, because the Blazers is such a poor free throw shooting team at 66%, and Randolph got 1 of 2. Suns are 2 of 2 behind the line here in the quarter. Nash had 1 of them, brings it off to Thomas and Bell looking in. Marion playing off the ball very effectively. The Nash, and Telfer got a piece of it. Telfer saying, I played in the playgrounds in New York, but I never played anybody like Steve Nash.
Well, he learned. The last time he went underneath the screen and roll and got the 3 nailed on him. That time tried to get up and force Steve Nash, and Steve's just too good. If you give him, try to get him on that much, he's going to be able to get around you and get to the basket. That time got fouled.
Nash now working with 8 assists and 9 points. Out it comes to Thomas. Another assist to Nash. Another basket for Kurt Thomas. Thomas with 12 points. And the Suns up 78-52.
That time took it all the way to the basket. Made Prisbilla come down and help. Knew that. Turned around. Fired the pass to wide open Kurt Thomas.
Prisbilla now looking inside. Dumps it off to Manya. Manya able to hit it. Manya has started 15 games for this team. The guy who played in Moscow. 3 consecutive Russian national championship teams, and he and Arapa coming over from Russia, and we're going to have a foul inside. It's going to be on Webster.
See here, Nash coming off the screen roll, gets all the way to the basket. Prisbilla wanted to get that block like he did a while back, and just left wide open Kurt Thomas. Nobody from the weak side for Portland coming over and helping.
And it comes to Sean Marion. Marion will bring it out to Nash. Suns have dictated everything in this game. There's another 3 for Nash. And Nash proud to own the 3-point zone. Fulton Holmes another $150 to Suns Charities. And it's a 27-point lead, the biggest of the game.
Well, again, the pick and roll. Nobody steps up. Big man stays back, leaving Nash wide open. We talked about his shooting ability. He's going to hit most of those jumpers.
You saw graphically the Suns shooting 60% in the quarter. Manya tried to get it. Thomas keeps it alive. Manya stays with it. And he doesn't get the roll. And then Randolph tips it in. Back it comes to Nash. Halfway through this 3rd quarter, Nash lost his balance, able to save the ball. Out it comes to Thomas. James Jones, 3-ball, count it! And JJ with another 3-point shot. Proud to own the 3-point zone. And Fulton Holmes, another 150 smackers.
Just an unselfish play by Kurt Thomas. Gave up a jumper, threw it to James Jones, and played the game the right way. Things get easy.
Boy, I tell you, he is deadly tonight. 4 of 6 Jones has hit. As now Prisbilla tried to slam it home. Can't. Nash weaves his way up the floor. Marion blocked that time by Webster, and then Webster got him on the 2nd time.
And here's what I'm talking about with this pick and roll. He's going to step up, and Sean's going to set the screen. Telfer tries to go underneath, and when you go underneath like that, especially against a good shooter, the big man's not going to step up. Steve Nash is going to make you pay.
Arapa comes back into the ball game now, replacing his former Russian countryman. Anya will sit down. Marion at the line. Sean 1 of 2 from the stripe. Has 17 points. I love the way the Suns have really got balanced scoring tonight. 17, make it 18, 12, 19, and 12 in the starting 5. And then Jones comes off the bench with 14. I mean, that's distributing the scoring load very effectively.
Well, that's been the MO for the Suns. I mean, this year they have a weapon that they didn't have last year, which is a bench. And James Jones is the guy tonight so far. He's been that guy that's come off the bench and deliver a scoring punch. Usually it's Eddie House, who we probably won't see tonight because of that hamstring problem. But we got guys who are very capable to come off that bench and provide big games.
Suns continue to build their biggest lead, now up to 30, 86-56. Nash dumps it inside to Thomas. Just swinging around. James thought about a 3. Now pulls up, doesn't get that shot to go. Webster comes up with a rebound. Webster, quite a story. His mother disappeared. They never knew what happened to him. Ended up being raised by his grandmother. They talk about what great values he has, and that's one of the reasons they took the 18-year-old high school sensation, who they think is going to be a special player someday. bring it out now to Nash. Nash at the 4:43 mark to Jones. Into the corner to Sean Marion. 7 on the shot clock. Jones, 3 ball. Why not? Another 3. James Jones is on fire. Proud to own the 3-point zone, and Fulton Homes donates another $150 to Phoenix Suns Charities. Jones now with 17 points, 6 of 9 shooting tonight.
Well, Portland came over, tried to help on Sean Marion. Prisbilla was out there and knew he couldn't guard him, and nobody again from the weak side came over to help, and Zach Randolph got over there a little late. Looked like he bumped that knee.
Yeah, it did look like that. The shot missing from outside. Thomas comes up with it. Well, the other night they had a lead as many as 37 points against Atlanta. Now they've got it to 35, so the Suns right now are hammering these teams that come in here.
Well, just taking advantage of what Portland's giving them to them. They're just getting wide open jump shots, and this team's too good as Kurt Thomas finds Bell off the offensive rebound. Going to step up. Nobody even tries. 91-56. It's a blowout!
Suns have outscored Portland in the quarter 25-9. The Spirit of Service Player of the Game is brought to you by Quest, where service makes all the difference, and it's James Jones who is just unbelievable. He's hit 5 threes in this game, 5 of 8.
Well, very confident, getting a lot of wide open looks as everybody in the Phoenix Suns are. Portland hasn't showed up here defensively, but just that extra pass. Kurt Thomas fired it over there. James Jones wide open against Sean Marion. Zach Randolph a little bit too late, and once a guy hits 1 or 2 and starts feeling good about himself, it's hard to stop him. When James Jones prides himself on being a guy who can let it go and fill it up, and he's proven it again here tonight.
Well, Jones coming off of that 20-point game the other night, so he's come storming back in here, and he has reemerged. Deadly, superior shooter. And now into the game for the first time, we're going to see Steve Blake, who was a teammate of Juan Dixon at the University of Maryland. And it comes now to Randolph, rejected. Suns have double-digit blocks in this game. And here comes Roger Bell into the offensive end. They have 11 for the night. They're doing it all. As an end result, they are cruising 91-56. 3.5 minutes to go in the third. Jones again misses. And Bell comes down to the rebound. Suns have 35 rebounds to 29 for Portland. Tell you what, teams coming in here right now are getting their head handed to them right now. Atlanta the other night, the Pacers had a tough time, even though they fought back a little bit. And that ball will be deflected out. And a turnover.
Talking about getting your head into it, Steve Nash did that right off the noggin.
Yeah, he did.
Pat Burke took some of that glare off his forehead.
It may have hit his shoulder, but
well, I thought it is.
Well, anyway, the glare probably.
Better TV.
Well, yeah, but the glare probably blinded you. You can see the quarter shooting thus far as Dixon goes in, and there's the guy you're talking about. Burke brings it out to Marion. Marion thought about a 3, and he'll walk it out now to Bell. Boy, the Suns have done so many things well here tonight, shooting 54%. They have hit 11 of 23 threes, now 11 of 24. Look at Burke fight for the ball. He was out of bounds. It'll be Portland ball. Check that, Suns ball. I'm going to say that it was off of Portland.
Yeah, Burke got a hand on it, then tried to retrieve it, and Dixon ended up hitting it out.
And so now, bringing it in, it'll be Marion. Marion brings it to Bell. Fresh 24 on the shot clock. The Suns well on their way to their 7th straight win. They were 13-3 a year ago at this time. Started the night 10-5. Jones not able to get the shot. Marion tips it to Burke, and Burke is fouled. Nice job by Sean Marion keeping that ball alive.
The Suns just outworking Portland, both on the offensive end and defensive end. Nash continually get into the paint, and the Suns just spread it out as James Jones misses this, and then Sean just out-jumps 2 Trailblazers and hits it right to Burke, who gets fouled.
Suns in the midst of playing 9 games in 14 days. 5th game of a 5-game homestand. 4-0 thus far, and it's going to be 5-0. Jackson is going to come into the ball game now, replacing Roger Bell. I'd like to see Jeff Jackson's shot start to return. He's been struggling, shooting 25% in the last 4 games. Burke makes both of them 93-56. Do you think this game is beyond any shadow of a doubt a victory here tonight?
We can put it in the freezer. The jello's jiggling, the butter's freezing. I don't know, the pot roast is whatever roasted.
I didn't ask for all that. There's Outlaw missing the shot badly, and Patterson following inside. 93-58. The suspense of a W was gone a long time ago, maybe at halftime. Here's Nash now as Harapa comes out to pick him up. 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Nash, look at this pass. Is that unbelievable? And Jackson just hit a three. Jackson proud to own the three-point zone. Fulton Holmes, another $150 to Suns Charities. Was that a beautiful assist or what?
It was a great assist. I mean, they just spread the floor so well, and Steve Nash with a bullet left-handed pass, and Mr. Jackson answered your call of trying to find his stroke.
And there is Patterson laying it up and in. Nash has 10 assists now in the ball game. Came in leading, of course, the NBA, just hit another shot. You almost get the sense that Nash is just kind of toying with these guys. He can do whatever he wants, and he just stuck that one.
A man amongst boys out there, Gary. A man amongst boys.
And he has his 9th double-double of the year. Here's Steve Blake. Feeds it inside to Patterson. Nate McMillan may have wished he stayed in Seattle with this ball club. I mean, he's in for a long year the way Portland's going right now. They're going to go to 5-12 on the year, winning 27 last year between Maurice Cheeks and Kevin Pritchard, who took over the last 27 games of the season for the Blazers. Here's Burke inside and muscles it in. He's becoming a big fan favorite.
He is, and you know, Steve Nash just dissecting that Portland defense as he's doing whatever he wants, getting in the lane that time with a nice bounce pass and even a nicer finish by Burke up and under with the left hand.
I think I'd take Nash out, wouldn't even bring him in the fourth quarter. There's 14 seconds left. Blake from outside. Now Blake hit a three. He's a gamer. This guy has always played well wherever he's been at the University of Maryland, and there's Nash with his 12th assist, setting up Marion. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. See, I'm hanging around you now. Brilliant. As we have come to the end of a very good third quarter. That almost went. The Suns outscored the Blazers 36-18. And let's go to this long feed from the best passer of the NBA.
Time Nash just finds a wide open Sean Marion. Everybody looks around and Sean, you know what he says, Gary? He says, holla!
Well, it's been a wire-to-wire rampage by the Suns. Look at this, 34, 32, and now 36 points. Season high for points after three quarters as they have 102. And this right now is one of those games that Portland would like to just fast forward and call it over. The best damn sports show period, the greatest nightly sports show on television tonight. They're going to talk to U.S. running back Reggie Bush and his running mate Lindell White about Bush's Heisman chances and the Trojans' quest for a third straight national title, plus a whole lot more. It's the best damn sports show period tonight at 10:30, only on FSN. I'll tell you right now, Reggie Bush will win the Heisman.
Don't go out on a ladder there.
I know, it's an amazing prediction. Here's Jones with the three, and Dial reloads it to Burke, and Burke just shed Juan Dixon and went up and laid it in.
Well, Boras, if he's not careful, may get his first triple-double.
Yes, he's got to stay around, though. He's got 5 fouls. He's got to be careful. 11 assists, 7 rebounds, 6 points. Here's Dixon from outside, and the rebound by Jackson almost lost it. So the Suns, 104 points. Their high for the year was 122 points against the Lakers. I would guess we won't see Nash the rest of the night. He's gone with 14 points, 12 assists. Steal now by Steve Blake. Blake on the move, hands off to Patterson, and Dixon scores. And it's 104-67. The Suns have really shut people down. They've held opponents to less than 100 points in 8 straight games, and it looks like number 9. Out to Jim Jackson. Dial, a 3. Didn't get that. Rebound is cleared now by Juan Dixon. Tell you what, Nate McMillan's down. He's put some guys in there with high energy right now.
Yeah, the Suns have to be careful. Obviously, this game's out of reach, but they don't want to turn this into an ugly game, which can happen in these type of games where you're playing just to get this game over with. So Suns want to stay focused, take good shots, continue to play hard on the defensive end.
Roger Bell tonight, a season-high 21 points. They've had a season-high 12 blocks. Season-high third quarter, 36-point performance. James Jones continues to have a great game. Now his high is 20 for the season, and he has 19 tonight.
And I like that. Good movement without the ball. Got it into Pat Burke. Made a nice move. Pat Burke used his body, just handed it off to him. James Jones with another wide open jumper.
Dixon Mason. Oh man,
that's going to knock the glare off.
I want to tell you right now, that was like a kill in volleyball. The way Burke rejected that pass inside. And here comes Jared Jack in, replacing Dixon. Nate McMillan just trying to find somebody with a hot hand, get something going for his team. Here's Jack, picked up by Jones. Gets a screen from Harapa. Harapa ducks inside, powers in, and he traveled. No basket. So a lot of season highs in this game tonight. And one that hasn't fallen yet is 122 points for a game. 9:28 left to go. Diao trying to shake Blake. Up to Jones. This is a 2. Rebound. Thomas. Put back. No. Gets it again. Slapped from behind by Ruben Patterson. Suns ball. Good effort by Kurt Thomas.
A very good effort there. Not a very, athletic high jumper, but uses his body well. That time got 2 chances at it. Butler comes back and blocks it, but Kurt Thomas knows how to offensive rebound, gets his hands on a lot of balls down there, and does a good job.
He has another double-double, Dan. He's 12 points, 12 rebounds, and Jim Jackson just buried a 3. And J.J. Proud on the three-point zone. Donates another $150 to Suns charities. Suns now have 13 threes. Earlier this year, they hit 14 of 27 in a game. Travis Outlaw, a former first-round pick who came out of high school in Starkville, Mississippi. Blake with a 2. And Thomas, good hustle play, comes up with a rebound. Jackson to Burke. Burke tries to dive inside, shut off by Harapa. Look at this. Beautiful play by Boris Diaw. That's one of the best he's made all year.
Well, we know he's good going to his right there. Shows that he can reverse dribble and spin and gets to the rim. And I've talked about he has to figure out when to score and when to dish. That time, made the right decision, just laid it in.
We have a 42-point lead as Harapa looks in now and not able to get it. Blake will back it out. Dejon Thompson getting ready to come into the ball game as Patterson hits the basket. 111-71. Jones, long 3. Oh, that was from way downtown. And James Jones proud on the three-point zone. Fulton Holmes, another $150 to Suns charities for the 14th time tonight. 14 of 30. 33s. I love it. 6 of 11 for Jones behind the line, rejected. I tell you what, this is getting embarrassing for Portland as we're going to have a timeout.
Phoenix usually takes average 23 3 attempts a game, and already have 30 here tonight with 7 minutes to go. And Boris Diaw uses that athletic move, and he says, "Let's get through this on the back. One,
Suns with 114 points with 7:38 left to go. You know, it's time to Kia Watch and Win. Log on to Suns.com after the game and fill out the online entry form with tonight's leading score, and you could win a $50 Suns gift card. Good towards tickets, merchandise, or concessions at America West Arena. Plus, each of our winners this season will be entered into a drawing to win a new Kia Sportage, a versatile SUV with 6 airbags, traction control, and available V6 engine. Kia, the power to surprise. Log on to Suns.com for your chance to win. We come back. The Suns blasting this team for the Pacific Northwest. Ball deflected, and the shot clock expires. So, the Suns will get it. And the Suns have had a remarkable night at the expense of this Blazers team. And as we've talked about, a possible triple-double for this guy. Diaw with 8 points. 12 assists, 7 rebounds. He flirted with it earlier this year. Jackson backing in against Jack, and Jackson looks like the Jim Jackson we're used to seeing. He's shooting well tonight, Dan.
Yeah, you know, and you said he had struggled for a little bit here, but it's good to see him get his stroke back because we're going to need him when we go on the road. He's the type of player who's been around and is a good guy to have hot when you're on the road and not here at your comfortable home court.
Dijon Thompson, who came back from the D-League, the development league, played for Albuquerque, picks up the foul. And so that'll send to the line Webster. I like this guy. He's going to be a nice addition. The 19-year-old. He was 19 December 4th. Moved 175 miles south from Seattle to play with this Portland franchise.
Played well down at Albuquerque, averaged over 20 points a game.
So Webster, I was talking about Webster, but that's...
Oh, were you really?
You don't listen to me now, Dan. You know, I'm starting to, you know, I'm trying as best I can.
Well, Webster might
to
average
bring
20
you
points
along as
too.
best I can, and, you know, you're not a good listener. I just noticed that about you. By the way, I want to ask you something. The ball comes out. Here's the guy you were talking about, Dijon. And the rebound cleared. I wanted to ask you, we didn't get a chance to do this. What was that you said before we went to our last commercial?
Well, I took a semester of French and I got a D, but I think I said, est-ce que tu déjeunes avec moi, mon frère, which means, will you have French or will you have lunch with me, my friend? I think. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. If I ever get to France and I see somebody I want to have lunch with, I'll ask them.
How many Chippewas can speak French?
Probably just me.
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm very impressed, Dan.
I know
really.
Sheila is a La Renard, which means fox. Sheila.
Well, we've lost control here. Now here's Webster.
That guy's talented. You should talk about that guy.
Well, I was going to, but you wouldn't listen.
Oh.
I was talking about him, and you were going a different direction, Dan. I mean,
Sheila's our stage manager, by the way, if you didn't notice.
The 5:30 game left to go.
Am I right?
And there's the guy you were talking about.
In the baby blue. What?
John Thompson, who's from UCLA, first-team All-Pac-10 pick. Second-round pick of the Knicks, came over in that Kurt Thomas trade. Here's Blake from outside, and it's going to be tracked down by Thompson. 5:17 left to go. So the Suns in this 5-game homestand are going to go 5-0. But as we mentioned, it gets a little testy as they're going to go on the road. They got a lot of games coming up. They have an 11-game stretch with 10 games at home, and then after tonight, 10 of the next 14 are on the road. And we will have the foul, and it will take us to a break with 5 minutes to go. 118-74. We'll be back. Well, everybody's having fun here tonight. If you're a Phoenix Sun or a Phoenix Suns fan, as 118-74 is the count, and the Suns led it after one quarter, 102-65 at half, 66-47, led by 10 after the first quarter. We're looking for the largest margin of victory at America West Arena, and we'll bring that to you at our next opportunity. As Mania goes in, as that blocked from behind and rebounded effectively. And in the game for the first time is Sherrod Ford. He's a rookie out of Clemson, number 23. And the shot from outside gives the Suns a 46-point lead, and that ties their biggest margin of victory right now.
How about this block party? The Suns, 14 blocks here tonight.
It's just everything.
Team that averages 6 a game.
When it rains, it pours, right? In the year 2000, the Suns won by 46 over the Clippers, and that's the lead they have right now. Now, the largest victory ever was 55 against Sacramento. That was on the road, but here in America West.
My rookie year in 89.
Was it? Was it?
Gary.
55 and 89.
Sure, I had a lot to do with
140 to 85. Do you remember how many threes you had in that game?
I didn't shoot threes back there, but I was a big part of why they only had 85. I locked down Chambers' man and Eddie Johnson's man and me and Tyrone, because those guys didn't play any defense, but they were the reason we scored 140.
Okay.
But I did my part.
Well,
I hope. I don't know.
The Suns are 2 points short of their season high.
Pretty much lost my mind at this moment.
Well, it's when you start speaking French. That's what happens to you. And we'll get you ready for the high flyers here in a little bit in our next segment as Jack goes in, rejected, and nope, they went in. It looked like Burke might block it.
It was that glare again that got in your eye.
Is that what it was?
Blocked it and went right over his hand and off the glass.
120-76. Wow, I tell you, Portland is really struggling. They've lost 5 in a row now, 7 of the last 8, and there the Suns turn it over. So they have Thompson in there, Ford is in there, Burke, Jim Jackson, and James Jones. Mike D'Antoni is on his way to victory number 108 of his career. 108, 101. Jack outside, inside 3 minutes, and that shot will not count. We have a foul before the shot.
I think he gave him the jumper.
Did he give him the jumper?
Yeah.
I guess he did. It'll be a foul on Thompson. Let's wait. Are they going to? Yep, they're going to give it to him. 120-78. And we've got a break. 2:55 left to go. Suns. They're going to win it, and they're going to win it big time. Well, the concessionaire's getting a lot of business tonight with this 120-78 shellacking. Tonight's High Flyers feature, presented by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Mr. Marley, show us what happened.
Well, the first one I think is going to be from Pat Burke, and all I can say about that is brilliant. I think I smell cheese. And then Marion all the way down the matrix. And then it's going to be Sean Marion again from Boris Diaw with an alley-oop. And then Steve Nash is going to say, anything you can do, I can do better. And he's going to throw the alley-oop to Sean Marion again. The matrix on the other end of a couple alley-oops of the Suns. A lot of high-flying acts tonight as they've made a mockery of this game.
Brilliant, Dan. Just brilliant. I mean, you're just simply brilliant. 120-78 now with 2:49 left to go in this ball game. Jones had a big game tonight. In fact, his season high of 22 points. Thompson hits it. Another 3. And Dijon Thompson proud on the three-point zone. Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities, and that is a season high now. 123 points for the Suns. They've hit 15 threes. Man, that ball hit Arapa in the face after Thompson got a piece of it. And we're going to have a foul on Thompson. And so at the 2:25 mark, they'll take it side out.
Dijon had a little bit too much mustard on that foul. What?
That was very good, Dan. I like that. If you like Dijon mustard, you're in great shape.
No.
You don't? Oh, okay. Well, I do. I like it. Here's
Arapa guy.
Arapa, and we have a loose ball foul on the Suns. As we mentioned earlier, they have not only points, 123 is a high, but blocked shots, 14, 15 3-point hits.
And Mike looks ecstatic over there.
Steve Nash is having fun.
He's having fun.
Wow. It's been a long time since a Portland team has been hammered like this. They are right now getting undressed. Inside now, and the drive by Jack counted. And at the 1:58 mark, we're going to close this one out. A thanks to our producer, David Hughes. Shall we put his phone number up so we can get him a date?
He needs it up there.
We're trying. We may have to. We're threatening to do that.
You can only do so much.
I know. And of course, Bob Adlock, our director, who keeps David in line, and that's not easy to do. Tom Delnos, our statistician. By the way, have you invited to Tom's party tomorrow night?
I guess not.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get invited. Here is Burke, turnaround jumper that goes 125-81. And as you mentioned, Sheila Simpson.
Probably don't let people like me in his neighborhood anyway.
Well, you know why I'm going?
Because you were invited?
No, because I pay him fees. And so he figures that I need to be invited to a free party. As Jack hits that one, 125-83. Does that make sense?
I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you could I don't know, Dan. With that bad leg of yours on crutches, I don't know. You might not be the life of the party like you usually are. Here's Burke now inside, slapped away. What are you going to do? You're going to get the foot in the cast when?
Thursday. I get a walking cast on Thursday, so I'll be
ready to go. And we'll be bringing you that game Friday, the Knicks. I'm really looking forward to that with Larry Brown bringing the Knicks in, Stephon Marbury. They got you really playing well is Channing Frye.
Arizona,
yes. Here's Jack, and Joey Crawford says you pushed off. That's an offensive foul. I tell you what, the Suns beat Atlanta 112-94, led by as many as 37. They've led by as many as 46 tonight. They've thrown 125 points on the board. And this 5-game homestand was more than successful. Thompson again. How about that?
That was a nice looking three. There, yeah.
Dijon proud to own the three-point zone, and Fulton Holmes donates another $150 to Suns Charities. Another 316, a season high, as the Suns have done it all tonight. Blake, and going up quickly is Manya with the basket. 128-85, and so mercifully this game is coming to an end for the Portland Trailblazers. They have to now go home and play 3 straight games against Minnesota, the New Orleans, Oklahoma City Hornets, and then Houston Sunday. There's a steal, and Harapa tries to feed his Russian countryman, can't pull it off, and blocks, and a follow by Thompson, and it's 130 points. I tell you, Thompson's looked pretty good here.
Looked very good. You know he averaged over 20 down in that league in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I know that, right?
Yep, the Albuquerque Firebirds. 130-85. The Suns blast Portland. So, thanks, Thunder Dave.
Thank you.
All right, our next Suns game on FSN Arizona. Tomorrow's Phoenix travels to Golden State to take on the Warriors. Suns countdown starts at 8 p.m. Now for a complete look at what's happening in the Arizona sports scene, including much more from the Suns win. It's time now for the Arizona Sports Report by Bob Fasella.
All right, welcome to the post-game edition of the ASR. Counted off 7 in a row for the Suns, and 8 players in double figures tonight as they take care of the Trailblazers. An amazing effort by the guys. It is fantastic to have you with us on the post-game edition of the ASR. I'm Bob Fasella. Coming up, we will be slamming with Ced Ceballos. You are going to absolutely love this, and we are at the baseball winter meetings. Have all the latest on the D-backs, but first, it is right back to AWA, and our man Brad Steinke standing by with one of tonight's stars. Brad, take it away.
Well, that's right, Bob. It was a blowout over the Blazers, season high in points, threes, and blocks. One of the guys who really lit it up, James Jones. Saw you yesterday in practice, taking some extra shots. It really paid off tonight. Your stroke is back.
Definitely. I mean, the extra shots are helping. My teammates are helping. They're making it easier for me. I mean, it seems like now I'm getting open shots every time I step on the floor. So I'm just trying to make the most of it.
This game was all about confidence for you. Boris Diaw found his stroke. Kurt Thomas, same with Jim Jackson. This kind of game was important before you get away.
Definitely. It's a process. I mean, we're heading into a tough stretch right now. Got to go to Golden State tonight, and they're going to be tough. And so we wanted to make sure we came out sharp and played well, because you want to take that momentum into a game like tomorrow.
You guys led by 37 after 3. A lot of the fourth quarter was garbage time, but Coach D made sure you guys were still running your offense, still taking good shots. That's important.
I mean, this is game time. It's kind of like practice. You got to get the reps in. You're up so big, but I mean, there's nothing like game time. So we got some guys like the young boy Sherrod and DJ. They got some minutes tonight, and Pat got a chance to kind of flex his muscles a little bit. So I'm pretty sure he's feeling good, because we're going to need him.
All right, James Jones, thanks for stopping by. 6 3-pointers for him, 16 overall for the Phoenix Suns tonight, and they really needed this game because they go on the road to take on Golden State tomorrow right here on FSN Arizona. 10 of their next 14 games away from AWA. We're going to head inside the locker room, bring him over post-game reaction. Bob, now we'll send it back to you.
All right, Brad, let you head into the locker room. We'll have much more later on. We've got all the highlights coming up. We will hear from Coach D'Antoni, and as Brad said, all that locker room sound coming up. And tomorrow night, the Suns do square off for the first time with former ASU star Ike Diogo after missing the first 12 games of the season with a broken thumb. Ike making his presence felt for the Warriors, averaging 8 points and almost 4 rebounds a game. And the only place to see tomorrow night's tilt is right here on FSN Arizona. It is an 8 o'clock start with the ASR immediately following. Hope you make plans to join us. All right, let's take it around the NBA tonight. Keeping an eye on the Pacific Division, the Lakers and the Grizzlies going at it first quarter. Former Sun, Shmush Parker, the go-to guy with the jam there. Lakers and Bucks, I should say. L.A. getting it done thanks to number one, who had 15 points in that quarter. Lakers up 9, third quarter. Parker playing both ends of the floor. Over the shoulder, Lamar Odom. Parker, 20 points and 7 steals. Lakers up 15. As for Kobe, another solid night for number 8. He knocked down 33. And the Lakers win it 111-92. Mavericks and Pacers this evening. Dirk Nowitzki. Baseline. Throws it down. Dallas goes up 7. Fourth quarter. Here comes Indiana. Danny Granger finds Jermaine O'Neal. He had 25 points, 13 rebounds. Indiana within 4. But at the other end, Dirk getting it done. From behind the arc, spots up, knocks down the tray, had 31, and the Mavs win again. 84-75 is the final. Well, tonight's Cardinals Jack in the Box update. They put center Alex Stepanovic on IR, which means that he is done for the season. That bum shoulder that forced him to miss the last 2 games just not coming around. Stepanovic, the 12th Cardinal to go on IR. 6 were starters and 4 offensive linemen. Stepanovic joins center Bill Conati as well as guards Reggie Wells and Ian Allen. The offensive line just battered. Hey, got to stay with us when the ASR rolls on. Our Cardinals coverage continues. Our Tuesday night staple. We look back at the game that was. Sunday's win over the Niners. Their words, our way. Plus, we've got all of your Suns post-game coverage, as well as catching up with Seth Zabalos. The man's an entertainer all the way. This you got to see. But first, here is tonight's trivia question. To win something from the prize closet, be the first to answer correctly on our fan forum at foxsports.com, keyword Arizona. Think, email, and win.